everyone, so we're going to show you today the records that we got from Jim. If you saw in our last video, we got basically a whole collection of records from a subscriber, which was absolutely nuts, but hey ho, lucky me, because I got a fine pile here, so I'm going to show you. So I finally have my own copy of Machine Head. I have been stealing Dad's one whenever I feel like listening to it, so I'm sure he'll be delighted. The Velvet Underground, the iconic Andy Warhol album. Honestly now, I haven't heard much of this. I know, Psychedelic Furs, be interesting to check out, and it's totally worth having for the cover. The famous Autobahn by Kraftwerk, which is a very unusual one to come across, I find, in Ireland. I've never seen it anywhere, so excellent, eh? The famous Schizoid Man picture that I recreated and came third worldwide in the competition, so if you can see the resemblance. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I didn't have this one. I have Trilogy, Brain Salad Surgery, Tarkus and pictures at an exhibition, so this is a lovely one to add to my collection. Animals by Pink Floyd. Yeah, I didn't have this one either. This is kind of a theme here. I usually would just steal Dad's copies of things, and if I'd see them in a shop I'd be like, sure, Dad has that, I'll just rob his one. So I have a few now, so I won't be robbing as many. Another copy of Trilogy, because why not? Nude by Camel. This is a beautiful album with such a moving story, so delighted I got a copy of that. Focus, Moving Waves, which is kind of an essential one to have, so delighted with that. Now, Roxy Music, Brian Ferry, Greatest Hits. I like Roxy Music. I know there's probably going to be some people going, ugh, but I like it, okay? This is kind of like an iconic album, isn't it? It's sort of known as just one of those essential albums. Now, I wouldn't really be into The Clash, and it wouldn't be prog or anything, but some of their tunes are quite good, and this is just such a well-known album. Why not? Oh, the Stranglers. I didn't have anything by them. And when I saw the cover of this, I was like, interesting. Very gothic looking. Black Sabbath, Live at Last. This is one I didn't have either, so I'm delighted with this and really excited to check it out. Oh my god. Ride a White Swan by T-Rex. I absolutely love T-Rex, so I was really excited to see this in the middle of the pile. Donovan. Anyone that knows me knows I love Donovan, and I'm currently in the process of building up a bit of a Donovan collection, so when I saw this one I was like, oh brilliant, and there's a great song on called The Intergalactic Laxative, which is very fitting. A nice little copy of Yesterday's, which is a lovely little album to have. Always good to build up the Yes collection. Relics by Pink Floyd. Love this one. One of my favourite songs is See Emily Plays, so delighted I've got a copy of this now. Mr. Rory Gallagher, live in Europe. Brilliant. And another copy of Tarkus, because again, can't have too much Emerson, Lake and Palmer, really, can you? Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd. This is a weird one to actually come across as well. I've noticed it's kind of left out in record shops, so nice one to pick up. Yes. And going for the one, Patrick Moraz naked on the front of it, maybe, who knows. And another copy of Pictures at an Exhibition, because I've already said it, you can never have too much Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Demons and Wizards by Uriah Heep, yes! And I love this Roger Dean art, it's absolutely class. Presents. This is another one I kept robbing off my dad. I'd say I'm after wearing that record out on him, so he'll be delighted now that I've got my own one to ruin. And Houses of the Holy, one of my favourite album covers of all time. The Hamburger Concerto by Focus. Thank God I've finally got my own copy of this. Now, David Bowie, the man who sold the world. I find it very hard to come across his stuff, and when I do, it's crazy expensive, so I was so happy to see some of this in there. And Focus, Live at the Rainbow. Camel, the Snow Goose. This is everywhere, you see this everywhere, but I didn't have it, so now I do. And Atom Heart Mother, another one I needed my own copy of. Strange Days by The Doors. I had no Doors albums, surprisingly, so I did well, so I did. Ricochet by Tangerine Dream, because you can't beat that ambient goodness from them. Fragile. Now, these were very nice to have because I don't have any of these original pressings with the Plum label on them. So that was quite a shock to get those off Jim, because I'm sure they're worth an awful lot. So yeah, my first little valuable record. I'll take too long to put it away. And this one is the same, it's got the Plum label on it, so fantastic. Aladdin Sane by David Bowie, iconic album. Can't go wrong. Yes Shows, a great little live album. Moon Madness, Camel, always absolutely fabulous. The Yes album, complete staple, brilliant album. Aqualung. Jeez, these are all real essential albums, aren't they? I got very lucky here, like. Oh, Deep Purple in rock. Oh my god, rock and roll, lads. I can stop wearing out Dad's one of that as well. Another copy of Close to the Edge, because, I mean, I couldn't give away Close to the Edge. I just couldn't, like, it's too close to my heart. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Absolutely beautiful album and a great cover. That poor guy being lit on fire, like, over and over again. The Wall, absolutely fantastic, influential masterpiece. Medal, of course, one of my favourites. Tubular Bells. Now, I didn't have this one. This is one that you wouldn't really listen to often, so you pick it up now and again. And I never really was like, oh, I should probably get that, so it's just kind of landed in my collection now, which is very lucky. Harvest by Neil Young, that's a tough one to come across in Ireland, so I was very lucky to pick this up, and when you do come across it here, it's insanely expensive. The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan. This is my first Bob Dylan record, so make of that what you will. Foxtrot, because everybody needs a copy of this. Happy to Meet, Sorry to Part by the Horselips, the lovely accordion shaped album. Never mind the Here's the Sex Pistols. This is just one of those iconic albums that everyone recognises, so I thought, sure, why not? I'll hold on to it. ABBA, greatest hits. I know I'm going to be judged big time here, but ABBA are good, okay? The Police. I like The Police. They just have really catchy tunes and they're really good musicians, so take it. Aliens by the Horselips, because I'm always happy to have a great Irish band in my collection. And of course, another Horselips album, The Man Who Built America. Brilliant. This is a Focus compilation album, which I thought, nice one. Slade. Look at them gorgeous boys on the cover of that, huh? You couldn't leave that down. And Slade Alive, a lot of people commented on our live album video and they were like, this is so good. So when I saw this in Jim's collection, I was like, brilliant! Finally have one! The Doors' first album, which I absolutely love, 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 love. I got into this when I was very young, so I finally got my own one. My favourite Roger Dean art, The Magician's Birthday by Uriah Heep, and probably one of my top albums as well. Brilliant. Diamond Dogs by David Bowie. Just a really good record, and the artwork is very strange and I like that. Who Do We Think We Are by Deep Purple, because I've really gotten into Deep Purple lately. As you all know, I love Hammond organs, so John Lord is always welcome in my house. And of course, Burn, and the great Made in Japan, so I won't have to rely on Dad's copy that's covered in boot polish anymore. And another copy of The Magician's Birthday because I just can't let it go. I don't know what's wrong with me. In and Out of Focus. This is another compilation album, so why not? And this is a Doors compilation album because all I have now are the first album and Strange Days, so I thought, right, well, I may as well take the compilation album, like. Argus by Wishbone Ash. This is a tough one to come across because it's so popular, and this Hypnosis cover is iconic, so I was like, I have to take that. Asia. Of course, a great little super group, and the artwork is brilliant. If you didn't notice already, I love Roger Dean. And another copy of Tales from Topographic Oceans. So yeah, that's my little haul anyway. I did well.
Hi, yeah, just following up on our visit to Jim and the vinyl that we got from him. I know Tara's gone through her bits and pieces and the ones that she got. Now, I've put it all away because I was trying to, I didn't want to ruin the surprise because some of them will be part of videos that we're going to do coming forward. And I think if I show you too much, I'll end up giving away on some of the videos. So if you've looked at Tara's stuff, you realise that a lot of what Jim gives is real staples. It's real stuff that should be in any collection. But there was a few there that I'm really delighted to have actually. One of them that I've been trying to stumble across is Camel's first album, and I'm absolutely delighted to have that. And I just listened to it today, and it was absolutely amazing. Sometimes I talk about how I had things and they've gone and things like that. So I got back from Jim. I got Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works Volume 1 and Welcome Back My Friends to the Show That Never Ends. These would have been albums I would have had years ago when I was younger and ended up disappearing somewhere. And yes, if you looked at our video on hypnosis, I talked about that we would have had, where is it? We would have had Omagoma in there if we had it, and now I have a copy again, and I was saying that I would look around for a copy. So thank you very much for that, Jim. That's brilliant. That's really helping with the collection there. So there's all sorts of bits and pieces here. Another thing that I did when I was kind of young and stupid was I got this real dislike for Doors fans at one time, because they always just seem to be talking bull about the Doors all the time. Oh, you know, with Jim Morrison and this, that and the other thing. And I had enough of listening to it. So I got rid of nearly all my Doors collection. I only had 2 albums left, which was the first one and Soft Parade. And thanks to Jim, I basically got my Doors collection back as well, which is fantastic. Phaedra by Tangerine Dream was one that was the quintessential Tangerine Dream album was missing from my Tangerine Dream collection, so it was brilliant to get my hands on that. And I'll just talk about one more album really, which is this one. Now you might think this is a bit odd to have this on the prog channel, but when I was a young kid, my brother was really into punk, and he went out one day and he came back with 4 albums. Never Mind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. What was the other one? Tell Us the Truth by Sham 69. This Is the Modern World by The Jam. And he bought this as well. And I just remember being obsessed by the track 4, side 2 on this, Down in the Sewer. And I hadn't listened to it since I was a kid. And I listened to it when Jim brought it back. And it's got certain kind of prog credentials. So that could have been the track that was the gateway for me. So, I mean, I can't be thankful enough for what Jim gave us. And anytime that we point out one of his albums in the upcoming videos, or anytime we use one, we'll obviously credit him for the album. So thank you very much to Jim, and thanks for everyone too that watches these videos. Fantastic. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, and join us on our journey with this music. So fantastic. All the best. Bye bye.